Hey everybody, Richter Knives, your favorite knife tuber, episode number 85. Today I figured that I'd go ahead and show you an updated version of my collection of GECs. It's been a while. They changed, and I've sold some, traded some, got some, all those things, and just kind of wanted to show you what I got so far. So, open you up a Lord's drink. Get you some popcorn. Now let's start. All right, 127. And the way I'm going to start this is I'm going to go from the oldest that I've had, from I guess the ones that I've had the longest, to my newest. So we'll go like that in order. And first one is my GEC 78. And this is a Northfield unexcelled. You see the shield there. Northfield unexcelled, made in the USA. Model number 782117. It says right there on the stamp GEC CAR. CAR stands for carbon. As you can tell, because it's been to Teenertown and back. This is the oldest GEC I have. Well, maybe not the oldest, but let's see, what year was that? 17? Not the oldest, but the one I've had the longest. This one actually may even be my favorite, honestly. That's hard to say because I have so many. Well, I don't have like, too many, but yeah, this has got to be my favorite. This is the one that I know that I'm never going to get rid of. It's going to be in my collection forever. There's nothing that you can try to trade me outside of a Fremont Jack that I would trade for. And it'd have to be the right cover as a Fremont Jack. But this thing, look at the spear, the long pull to swedge. The blade on this thing is beautiful. It's well used. I went through, and I was going to do this yesterday. And I looked at all the bolsters, and they were so bad. I keep them in my bedroom in a drawer and in my desk. And I keep it, the temperature, Antarctica. So I like to sleep in the cold. So I got to keep up with these things. Because they'll turn on me real quick, so I inspect them a lot. But I went ahead and I fluff and buffed these, so I left the blades how they were, but like the shields, the bolsters, the back springs and all that, I went ahead and cleaned them on up because they did look really bad. Beautiful. I could, man, just sit here and look at this thing all day. I love using it. It's a good size single blade, so it's thin in your pocket. It's not taking up too much room. It's not like a big log in your pocket. I like this shield. This may be my favorite GEC shield. It just looks cool, man. It looks like a cowboy ought to be toting this thing around. I like the snap on it. It's very snappy. The pull is probably 5.5, 6, but it's snappy both ways. I like that half stop. It just jumps right to it. Great size for EDC. Can't say anything wrong with it fit and finish wise either. And I love the jigging on that. Look at it. It is so awesome looking. I talk about how good Case is with their jigging, but I mean, look at that. GCs knows what they're doing too. It's got the double fluted bolsters. Love it. Brass pins liners. Cool. Let's go on to the next one. Let's do this. I got a lot of them, so I'm going to set these. Let's start right there. Right there. Okay. Number 2. Ye old 47 Viper. And this one I had to clean some patina off because it was really dark and uneven and getting crazy. I left a little bit on there. But this right here, when I first started getting into knives, this was a grail, the Viper. The Viper is so freaking awesome to me. I love the sway back pattern. I love the Wharncliffe. I think it's just the shape. Golly, that Wharncliffe blade with the curves, it just looks so good, man. I remember seeing it for the first time, the Viper, and I didn't even know how to get one. I didn't even know how to get a GEC. I ended up trading for one. I traded probably about 8 case knives and some leather slips and everything in the world to get one Viper, and ended up getting another one. I traded for a wood one with the hot dog shield. It was an East Indian rosewood, and I liked that one a lot. But when I got this one on a trade, and this one was a when I did the trade, I didn't like this one as much as my other one, but I started using this one a whole lot more. I guess it's because of the feel in my hand. It feels tougher. It feels like if I drop it, it's not as dainty, or you know what I'm saying. So I kept this one, and I usually, if I have 2 of the same pattern, I don't keep one. I let one go or trade it for something else that I don't have that I want. But this is the one that survived, because mostly it's a user. And like I said, I cleaned these up, but it has some patina on it. You still see patina on the back spring a little bit, and that's after I fluff and buffed it. Love these knives. That micarta right there, look how deep that looks. Looks great. It's a tough knife. I love using it. Love that carbon steel. I'm always going to have a Viper. If I have to sell something, do something, I'm always going to have a Viper. I love that. Let's see, what else? Third one. This one right here. This is America. This is my 94 1121 GEC. We the people on the back side, and the American flag on the show side. This one's got all the tenors. I love using this thing, putting it in my watch pocket and just going to town. It's so it's small, but at the same time, I like the snap of it. I like using it. It's so thin, you can't feel it in your pocket. To just take this out and use it, I love it. It's got all the tenors too. Liberty, you see right there, you can still see that edge. This one is the Gaston flag. Snake says, "Don't tread on me." Can't really see it now, barely. Love this knife though, man. Love this knife. I usually don't like acrylic for any kind of knives. It kind of looks gas station-y to me, and I'm not one of them gas station fellers, but I really like this one. I'm gonna have to speed up a little bit because I may lose light here. I gotta hurry. Next, this is my 85 Beaver Tail. Love this knife, man. The shape of it, the shield, that is cool looking, the detail on that. I like how GEC does some of these things like this. The cherry wood looks so good jigged. It's beautiful. This one is a user as well. All of mine are users, actually. There's only one that I haven't used yet, but I'm about to, and I'll show it to you. It's the last one I got. This looks really good. Fit and finish is just perfect on this thing, and it's snappy. Yep. I do gotta hurry because I'm losing light. If you've seen the slip that my friend Jonathan made for this, it is awesome, man. I love carrying this thing though. It's a joy, like the rest of these over here. It's slim, a good carry, a good size. I love this knife. I'm gonna keep saying that because I really do love them. You see the etch right there, Beaver Tail, and it's got the beaver on it. This one is older, it's from 2018, yeah. But snappy, good walk and talk. Next one. This one is a GEC carbon, Tidute cutlery, made in USA. And this is a 38. That's the first numbers of it, 0 and 321. So this is made in 2021. Look at it. Look at this. I'm telling you, I know. You don't have to tell me about it. Check it. This blade right here sold me. I can't remember who had a video on this thing. And it wasn't the one with the wood covers. It was the bone covered one. The English Whittler. Oh my Lord. But I fell in love with this. And I had to go get one. I went on a search. And this one actually came up. And on the GEC Facebook group page. And I snagged this bad boy. I can't remember what I traded for it. But I love it. Listen at this snap. The close. Listen. Woohoo! And the open. Oh, listen. It doesn't have a half stop. Oh yeah, it's like a thunk. It's tough. And this thing has got a back spring on it. It ain't going nowhere. You got total confidence. Like a natural choil right here. I love the way this thing, it looks kind of wonky and weird, especially when it's closed. That looks just like a weird pocket knife to me. But the shape grown on me, and as soon as you open it, look at it now. It's insane. I love this thing, and to use it, oh man, it's a good user. You want a good box cutter? Here you go. You know, open mail, whatever. This thing is sweet. I love the wood on it. I can't remember exactly what wood it is. Might be a rosewood. I can't remember. Man, but it's cool. It's cool. This just looks like a mean bird coming to get you. You know what I'm saying? Like it's flying through the air. Yep. And that's freaking cool. It's just, you know, I hear Highway to the Danger Zone when I see that right there. It looks like a fighting jet or something. It's so cool. All right, next. 72. Boom. This is East Indian Rosewood with the hot dog shield. Yep, no mustard. Just hot dogs. Heavy Teeners. Heavy. Did it have an etch on it? I can't see it. Maybe it did, maybe it didn't. I can't remember. Oh yeah, and I'm losing light. But great fit and finish on this one. This one's really thin. I had a stag one, and I traded it for one of these knives I'll show you here in a minute. The stag one was sweet. But, you know, like I said, if I have two of one pattern, I gotta keep one and get rid of the other. This one to me looked like a better user. I know the stag was beautiful, but realistically, I'm going to use this one more. And it doesn't have a heavy pull. Like most lockbacks that I have, like my copper lock and all that stuff, they've kind of got a snap going forward and backwards. This is not really, it's pretty lazy. But once it locks, it's okay. It's got a little bit of rock lock in it. Not much. Not enough to bother me unless I sit there and think about it. And I don't think about it. I just don't think about it. Don't ask me. I just work here. Love it. Next, Johnny on the spot. This is not one of my regular Richter knives. You know what I'm saying? This doesn't say Richter anywhere on it. In other words, this wouldn't be my jam normally, but I love this 35 pattern. I love this blade. It reminds me of that 78 right there. Has the Johnny on the spot. I like the nostalgia of this. I like the shield. Look how cool that is. The jigged Delrin. It has this tool on it. And it has, boom, snappy snap. Come on, work with me. The Roo River, which comes in actual handy. This little tool right here. And the bottle cap opener. And they're snappy too. I like this. It comes with a slip and some tool, or it come up with a bunch of stuff. But I really like this one. Has a neat pin that came with it. But I don't really take the pin out of there or look at it or nothing. This knife, look at the fit and finish on that back spring. Yes, this is GEC at its finest. The 35 pattern grew on me just by, I like this, the way that it's shaped. It's just normal old, you know, styling with a spear. And GEC, man, their spear is ridiculous looking with that long pulling swedge. Oh man, it's a joy to use. Fills up your hand. I love using this knife. It's not too thick and bricky for me, which I thought it would be. And it's not as heavy as I thought it would be either. This Delrin kind of helps it out. But it's one of my favorites. I love it. Which, when I got this, I was trying to decide between that and the cattle knife. And I picked that one because it was the cheapest one I could find. And then this one is my 71 Farm and Field tool. And it's a Bullnose. This is green micarta. Green, I believe, linen micarta. And this thing, I've put through some paces. I like using it. It's snappy. It does have a case of the blade wrap, which you could tell right here. But it'll sharpen out. I ain't worried about that. Still sharp. Fruit roll-up, sticky sharp. Cherry flavor. I like this little bead. It came with it when I traded for it. I traded, can't remember. But I got a GEC 71 in natural linen micarta, and I got it for Georgia Adventure. Because he didn't have a GEC. I was like, man, how is this fella not going to have a GEC? So we helped him out. But whenever I got that one for him, the fella also had this, and I'm like, I always wanted a green one. Because, you know, one of my favorite knife tubers, old Randy Johnson, he's had one for a long time with the old one tool steel. And I've been watching his channel for years and years and years, and he had one of these, and I just really like this one. Which, if you watch Randy's channel or have seen it before, you see his influence in my collection. That's a really cool one. Then my friend Jesse got me this, and I couldn't believe it. A cattle knife, which is same pattern as that Johnny on the spot. The titty flavor. Elderberry jig bone. Oh man, the covers on this is beautiful. And that same spear. Yep. See the etch on there is cattle knife. Has the this one just makes me feel like a cowboy when I'm toting it. Makes me want to rope something, for Pete's sake. Love the sheep's foot as well. This is handy dandy, handy dandy. I do a lot of package opening with this. And it feels, look at this back spring. And the color, that's insane. Y'all, it's cold out here. Well, I ain't gonna say it's cold, but I bet you it's in the 60s or 50s. I bet you it's 50s. Sorry, had to take a drink of the Lord's drink. I'm getting parched, for Pete's sake. Anywho, this one is one of my favorites. It's just everything about it I love. The patina on it kind of got even. I don't know how that happens. Most of mine aren't, because I just kind of use them and wipe them off. I don't really stick them in an apple or do forced tieners or none of that stuff. I've done it before, but I don't really like doing that. This one right here, woo-hoo-hoo. I just done a video on this not too long ago. This one, look at that one. I love the clip on this. I love carrying this one. The bolsters, that's the best looking Barlow that you'll find. GEC, I'm talking about. I'm not talking about this particular one, although this one is handsome. Handsome! Look at the jigging on there. And the colors. Beautiful. I love the stamp, that TC on there, and then that flute right there. Beautiful. This thing is so snappy too. Probably one of the snappiest knives I have. 15s are usually snappy. And it's got the long pull and swedge. Yep. Snap. Snap. I love the half stop. And I could just show you this one all day long. I could just sit and look at this one and hold it and open it, and you know, my wife would divorce me. I don't know. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. I'm gonna have to move out of the way, Dr. Pepper. All right, next. This one is beautiful. Beautiful. Look at the wood on this. This is a 56. And I believe it's called Chan wood. Chechen? I don't know how you say it. Don't be judgy. And you see right here where I've kind of rubbed off the tieners for pulling on that blade, because it's got the easy open notch, which was my first easy open notch I ever much had in my whole life. The cloud shield, the brass pins, brass liners, pinched bolsters, and fluted. And it's bareheaded. And it's got this fat spear, which I love. Long pull, swedge. This is the fancy schmancy Northfield unexcelled version. See? From Pennsylvania. 562123 GEC. Check her out. Look at the wood. That is ridiculous. Where do you even chop down a chin tree at? I don't know, but it's beautiful. And it's light. Snap. This one does not have a half stop. It is on a cam tang. It's still snappy though. Snap. And it's a good size. Fit in your watch pocket. Whatever. I think it's the same size as ye old 15. Yeah, same. Same. This one goes here. This one goes here. We got dose more. Get you a drink of the Lord's drink. This one right here. I had this knife. This was the first GC I ever bought. I got it from Frank's Knives. Bought it brand spanking new. And I carried it every day. Probably more than any other knife I had. And I traded it for the fancier version. And I never did fall in love with that knife. But this one, I always missed. And I got it back. My dear friend Jesse seen a need, and he blessed me with this here knife right here. Now I got it back. Had a little bit of oil right there. I oiled it. But this is the snappiest, the hardest snapping. Even my Jack Wolves are not as snappy as this. And I haven't showed you my Jack Wolves yet, but we will. Snappy. That's like a bear trap. I love this thing. The way it's like the Viper, but with a bigger blade. I love using this thing. It is a joy to use. Just about the perfect slip joint size. I could tote just this knife with no modern folder and be totally happy. And it's got the crazy hot dog shield right there. Look at it. With all the micarders. I love the way this micarta ages. Look, see it getting dark right here? Light over here. It looks so worn in and patinaed. Has so much character in it. And I believe this has got to be a canvas micarta. It's a little, it's got bigger grain than this right here. This is a linen. I believe this is a canvas. Something like that. Maybe it's canvas. I don't know. Don't hold me to it. I just work here. And I like, you know, its pinchability. That's one of the main reasons I like it. Even if you got gloves on, it's freezing outside, whatever. Grab it, pull it open. And buddy, it works both grips. Any grip, you know, any of the grips. The Ninja grip, whatever. Oh, I love this. Can't believe I got it back. Thank you, Jesse. You're the man. Look at it. Put your peepers right there. Okay, there's that one. Last one. This one's brand spankety new. You haven't seen it. I haven't put it on the Instagrams. I ain't put it on the Tiki-Tacs. I ain't even put it on the face space yet. It's right here. This is a GEC number 86. Ooh. This is the dual blade version. And I want you to look at the centering on this. Strike one, strike two. Look at the brass liners on that. This thing, this looks like one piece of metal. This is seriously insane fit and finish. Insane. Got a little fuzzy right there. I don't know why. Get off of me. I don't know. Just come off of there. I don't know how that's gotten stuck. Oh well. Look at the jigging. Look how they did that. Wow. It's shiny. It's got the fluting. Double fluting. Both sides. The unexcelled shield, which is my favorite, like I've already talked about. 1711.7982 times. Long pull on this beautiful clip point and a swedge. Look at this crazy etching on that. Northfield unexcelled trademark. Beautiful. Says also here, Northfield unexcelled, made in the USA, baby. Great Eastern Cutlery, Titusville, PA. Now, in case you're wondering what the model number is, let's look at this blade right here. And this is a good size. Look at that. Look at that sheep's foot. It says 861219. Just in case you're wondering. Listen. Snap, 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 snap. Oh my goodness. This one's beautiful. Beautiful. I think they're all beautiful. Don't you? They are. I'm just in love with this right here. And as you see, I don't have a lot of two blades. I got a couple of 3-blader 35ers, but this one right here is It's a thicken. But if you're gonna hold it like this, man, this is so good. And also, one reason I don't like multi-blades is because this is kind of a hot spot, but on this particular knife, it's not at all. You just do what you gotta do, and it's not all in your way. Your finger fits right here so perfectly. I don't think you'd ever be a hot spot. You could cut all day with this thing. This is my last one. How many do I have? Let's count them together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's not good. I need another GC. I can't be having 13. Well, I'm gonna have to tell my wife. Can't be having an unlucky number of GCs now, can I? That's terrible. I'm glad to have this one. I'm about to put it to use too. I was gonna make a slip for it. I don't even know if I'm gonna need a slip. I just think I'm just gonna tote it. We'll see. I may get a slip for it. You know how many slips I got? 100,000, 0.2, 98, 70, 11.29. A lot. More than you can count, probably. That's beautiful. Man, it almost looks like fire. Look at that. Anyways, reason I love these knives is because this is my favorite knife of any kind of brand. I love case knives. Jack Wolf. You know, I'm a big fan. Old USA Schrade old timers. I love those things. GEC is my favorite though. Probably will always be as long as they're making knives in America. But just, they're so timeless. I mean, you could carry this in 1920 and nobody would have thought nothing about it. You carry it today and nobody thinks nothing about it. But if you pull this out and you go to use it, nobody's freaking out and like thinking you're about to axe, murder, stab them. You know, you just pull it out, use it, close it back, put it back in your pocket, man. And this is like, you know, your grandpa, your dad, whatever, had these. And it just brings you back to a time when you was probably a kid. And that's why I like the patina on it, which, I mean, look at that. How's that character not just pull you right in? It pulls you in. It does me anyway. I can just, you know, use these all day long. It's hard for me not to put a GC in my pocket. And I've got a lot of knives. But I carry one almost every single day. Today I'm carrying a Jack Wolf. And I'm not going to show it in this video because I don't want to take away from these right here. These are beautiful. The gray steel. And they get sharp too. They're slicey. Slicey. Look how thin that is. Yep. Cut up your food, your steak. Rope, radiator, radiator hose, whatever. They're just tools, but they're good looking tools. Look at that right there. Look at it. I'm gonna let you put your peepers on that while I get a drink of the Lord's drink real quick. But don't forget, tell your friends, tell your mom and them, tell your barber, tell your crush about Richter knives, and don't forget to subscribe. It's that little red button right there. Like the video if you like it. And this is all my GEC's collection. And this is Richter. Out.